Hi, folks. Good to be back in the saddle again for another edition of Duber's Discussion. Today we're going to talk with Shawn Lewellen, the Big 30 Charities Classic Football Committee Chairman. The Big 30 game is Saturday at Bradford's Parkway Field. Local players include Ridgeway's Gavin Kilpeck, Tyson Bouchard, Isaiah Smith, and Thomas Shrub from Kane. And from the St. Mary's Dutchman, Frankie Smith, Milo Brem, Landon Cook, Mike Miller, Owen Thompson, and Jason Overly. And now, without further ado, Mr. Shawn Lewellen. I'm excited to hear from you, Mr. Shawn Lewellen, the Big 30 Charities Classic Football Committee Chairman, as we get set for Saturday night. Dude, it's been a couple years. How you doing?
Doing well. Busier than I want to be, but it's the alternative, right?
Yes. Hey, I've got to ask you. Okay, so Saturday's game night. This is Tuesday. We're doing this interview. We know what the process is all about, but where are you at right now? As far as things going, and how you holding up mentally?
It's a busy year, but we're ready to play a game now. So we got two teams that are very much into the throes of, their preparation for the game. And I think it's going to be a good game to watch this year.
Yeah, I was looking, and my math could be fuzzy, but I think we're tied again at 24-3. I could be wrong there.
I think New York is up by 1.
Okay. Well,
you may be right. This kind of becomes a blur for me as the years go by.
Having said that, last year wasn't pretty for Pennsylvania, so I'm sure in the back of their minds they've lost the last two. We'll get into what the Big 30 is all about, but physically as football, you want to end that streak, and I'm sure we're going to have some excitement on Saturday where you guys do a great job, Shawn, I got to say, about controlling emotion, because it can get a little hairy out there.
Oh, it does. It gets chippy for sure. It's a lot, you got all the best of the best in competition with each other, and, they're representing their state, and they just want to put on a show and win, and they all feel the same way regardless of which team they're on or where they came from, and they've had a chance to bond with each other. And, it becomes about, them playing for each other as much as they're playing for themselves. So emotions definitely get high.
Yeah, that bonding thing, man, that is so cool. That's got to be so cool for you to witness, dude.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It kind of reminds me of, our own playing days when we, standing next to the guy that, you've been battling with for the entire season. And, you want to do your best for them. And honestly, these kids, they've been opponents for their entire careers. Mm-hmm. So now they're getting together with these same guys that they've had to do battle against and getting the chance to play with them. And they love it. Yeah. They love it. They're making friends that they'll keep for a lifetime.
Yeah, and that's so awesome, because then even sometimes you find it from across the border as well. But I'm sitting here thinking, in 1974, when this kicked off, I was 11 years old. And I'm just trying to think back at all that has happened in the last 51 plus years, from technology to all this stuff. But you know what? The game of football still is the game of football.
Absolutely. And we try to keep it that way. We don't let technology invade the game. We don't have coaches with, guys in the booth and communications from anywhere else other than between themselves on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm. And, it's a deal where, when you look back, like I said, over time, uniforms have got slicker, but like we said, it's still the game. But it has kind of, things have changed so much with social media that we can't, you can't ignore it. And it's part of it, but I just can't imagine Bob South and the guys, whoever, way back when, how they had to get this all rolling with mail and rotary telephones and stuff.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
that blow your mind?
It does. It does. In fact, like, we still do invitations by mail.
Yeah.
We like to give the coaches that opportunity to, give these invitations to their players themselves. And, it kind of means a lot to the coaches as well as the players to get it. So, like to give them that opportunity.
Speaking of coaches, we got Smithport head coach Ryan Yingling and his staff for PA, New York, Southwestern Freeburg head coach Jake Burkholder and staff. How do you guys go about getting your coaches?
Well, truly, we start with, inviting the coaches that have the best records, in the areas. And Jake certainly was one of those. But then when, ultimately that, if that doesn't work out, because, coaches can't always do it. They have, obligations themselves. But we go with, the coaches that have really done something during the year. And in the case with Smithport, they started off with a rough year. And then they get into this new offense that they're running and really turned their season around, late in the year. And it really showed us something from a coaching standpoint. So we were really happy to have both sets of coaches this year. And, honestly, couldn't ask for a better group of guys on either side of the state line because, they're both phenomenal coaches and coaching staffs and just good guys in general.
Yeah. Ryan, he's got that smile that just lights up.
Yep.
When did you get involved? First of all, so I graduated in 1980. When did you graduate from Bradford? I think you went to Bradford, and how long have you been involved?
I did, yeah.
How long
I graduated in 1990.
Okay, how long have you been involved with the Big 30?
Well, since my daughter was 1, so she's 29, so I've been 28 years.
Gosh, what got you involved?
What's that?
What got you involved?
Well, I love football, first of all. The honor to just be invited to the game, was, very amazing to me. I didn't have the luxury of being able to play that year, but, with, the game, my father-in-law was also involved right from the start. He was one of the early presidents of the game, and he would just, tell me all about the stuff that they did, and including the charity side of the game, where we're donating money to needy families, mostly sick kids, elderly that need the help, and it's something that allowed me to put my passion for the game alongside the desire to give back to the communities that we serve. So that's really what got me involved.
Yeah. And it really is amazing when you think, okay, going back to 74 and obviously money and what it's worth has changed. But man, when you guys have donated over $2 million to charities, has to make a man feel really good knowing that he's been part of that, Shawn.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. And I think I'm the longest serving member on the committee right now. We've got a lot of new faces over the last probably 10 years. And, it's a point of pride, to be able to say you've done something like this for as long as I have and, been able to contribute to, I think we're at 35 cities across the Big 30 area now, 36, something like that. With all the co-ops that have happened, we've served a bigger area. So,
And just being able to touch those lives, man, it means so much. And when you hear those stories and, you'll occasionally see in some Bradford era other papers, the stories of what that truly has done to help somebody. And again, not to get mushy, but dude, that's what it's all about. This whole world needs just to reach out your hand and, or offer your help. My whole deal is be kind and do your best to make a difference. And man, this is just a prime example. And every time I think, then I go back to just what a wonderful man Bob South was. And I'm going to get mushy because he meant a lot to me when he passed. you guys were his boy, and you guys were able to pick up that torch. But my gosh, he meant the world to this organization, didn't he?
I mean, he did, and honestly, when he passed, I mean, he's got his sons on the committee right now, but all of us realized, oh my God, how much Bob did for this committee, because we had to pick up those reins, and like it was a pretty big job. They're pretty big shoes to fill for sure.
Yeah. You know, half of it is like, well, why didn't you let us know you were doing this much? The old thing, the guy packs up and leaves, it's like, oh, but that's just so cool. And I know, you guys also, you get the homecoming queens, cheerleaders involved, and that's just so important because football isn't just the game itself, it's school pride, it's community, it's all those little things, and that's what makes it, again, just such a special night.
Yeah, we like to make it, the old saying, like, as Americana is apple pie. That's kind of what we look like what we hope to achieve in this game.
Yeah.
We look for, to give everybody that football experience, whether it's the cheerleaders, the band, the game itself, the atmosphere, and being able to, bring a family of 4 to the game, watch a game, get a hot dog and a drink, and all for, under $50 for a family. Yeah. So that's something that we really strive to maintain. Yeah. It's tough in today's world. Sure. Everything's, all prices are climbing, and, it's that one area, and this is, actually part of what I tell the players, like, this is the one area where you don't have to deal with the politics that surround you, the division. We're all united in one goal. Yeah. And that's to put on a game that's a pleasure to watch and help the people that we can help afterward. And I don't know, there's not much more that we can do in this world where you're not divided by something, but everybody's united in the same goal here.
Yeah, man, that's so important, because really, when you think about it, the more of those little things every day, I don't care if it's just 2 people sitting down, maybe talking a little bit, but again, this just for these moments of that day, on Saturday, all your troubles can go away. You can enjoy the atmosphere. The other big thing is the parade. That's kind of cool. That's a pretty big deal too. And
oh yeah,
I mean, they get to jazz up the trucks, the kids and all. And again, you guys just make that such a, from the banquet Thursday, the parade. That's just all those integral parts that those kids are that's going to be memories for life, man. I mean, a kid could have a memory more from the parade than the game in the end.
You're right. And I think that's the goal, is to give everyone an experience, a positive experience that, they'll remember for life, make some friends that you never thought you would have made, have stories to tell your kids and your grandkids, and those same kids and grandkids potentially could be players and cheerleaders and queens in future games. So, it's all part of the process.
Yeah, it's kind of cool too, because I'm sure there's dads that have played, and the kids have played. I'm sure at some point we're gonna have grandparents, if we already don't.
I think we do. I think we found last year we had our 3rd generation last year, and for the life of me, I can't remember the family, but they were at press day, and I'm sure there were pictures that were taken as a result. It's huge.
That's cool. Hey, this is last fall, my buddy Rob Lawner, he has Baker Bands, and they do sportswear, and he works with a lot of top-notch athletes, and his assistant he had hired, and for the life of me right now, I can't remember his last name, but his name was Alex, and he played for New York in the Big 30 game in 2019. And it was just so cool. Him and Rob were here for an interview last year, and to hear his thoughts from back then. And really, he's doing what he loves. He's involved in sports, and he couldn't say enough about, the Big 30 game, and just how that allowed him one last game. And it's just a memory. So you run into these people, and I'm sure you run into people all the time that were past players.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I mean, being involved in, not just football, but other sports across the Big 30 area, I mean, we're constantly running into former members of the committee, former members of the teams and the cheerleading squads. And, win or lose, I don't really ever hear any negative comments. They've all had a good experience. And, even last year, I've heard from players on the Pennsylvania side who, it was a rough game for them. But they just took away so many good experiences that kind of made it all worth it.
Yeah, and those little things, like I said, you're learning, meeting new people, learning new things, being around new people, and those are just things that are going to help you in life. And I know sometimes people look at it's just a football game. It's just this. We know it's a little deeper than that. And I just appreciate what you do, buddy, because it's not easy. And this isn't like you can, let's hit March and you start sending releases.
Right.
You're on the case pretty much year round. Is the family happy that you have to do this from time to time?
Well, I've got no children at home anymore. Okay. So, but sometimes it does interfere with getting doing things with the grandkids.
Yeah.
I rarely let that happen, but I mean it is a lot for sure. I can tell you I probably spend hundreds of hours on this game every year. Yeah. So there's definitely things we give up. I mean, you're taking away your last couple of weeks of July and, sometimes the first week of June and just all the hours of preparation you do to recruit and organize and support the game. It is a lot. It's a lot for sure.
But, man, it must make you feel good when you see those teams lined up in the end zone ready to be announced onto the field.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, the chills you get as it's happening. Like, it's just like when I was in high school waiting for the national anthem to finish. Like, you're so excited and you can't move. And you got those goosebumps and you're ready to kick off. And, it's a great feeling to have.
Yeah, and I always thought, like, when I was down on the sideline and, getting kids running up, man, I caught a buzz myself. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. It was just so awesome. And to see the fans from all over. And again, what you guys do is quite remarkable. And again, I think just looking at financially and the good it does, you got to be a proud guy, and I hope you let all the guys know and gals involved that I really appreciate it, Shawn. I mean, you guys truly do make a difference. Again, getting a little mushy with all kind of the stuff I've been through lately, but I appreciate taking some time, and I'm looking forward to see. I won't be there, but I know you guys will put on a good show, and as always, my friend, just thank you so much, Shawn.
Oh, we very much welcome. We appreciate it, and honestly, we couldn't do it without the support of guys just like you, Bob. So, happy to be taking part, and hopefully we get some more years talking to you.
Very good, my friend. And we want to remind you again, local players on Saturday include Ridgeway's Gavin Kilpeck, Tyson Bouchard, Isaiah Smith, and Thomas Shrub from Kane. And Frankie Smith, Milo Brem, Landon Cook, Mike Miller, Owen Thompson, and Jason Overly from the St. Mary's Dutchman. And real quick, folks, I just want to thank you for all the support you've given me through some very tough times. Certainly appreciate it every day. And remember, be kind and do your best to make a difference. And we want to remind you again, local players on Saturday include Ridgeway's Gavin Kilpeck, Tyson Bouchard, Isaiah Smith, and Thomas Shrub from Kane. And Frankie Smith, Milo Brem, Landon Cook, Mike Miller, Owen Thompson, and Jason Overly from the St. Mary's Dutchman. And real quick, folks, I just want to thank you for all the support you've given me through some very tough times. Certainly appreciate it every day. And remember, be kind and do your best to make a difference.